Ever tried to unsubscribe from something, but you just can't find the button? Yeah, that's not bad design. It's a trap. And we're going to dive into this because what feels like just a little annoyance is actually a huge hidden system designed to control every single click you make. See, these aren't just random frustrations or, bugs in the code. Nope. They are carefully designed, deliberate patterns, and they show up absolutely everywhere, from your social media feed to your online shopping cart. And believe it or not, they actually have a name.
I mean, we've all been here, right? You want to cancel a subscription, and suddenly you're lost in this maze of settings, confusing choices, and maybe even a little message trying to make you feel guilty for leaving. This is a classic. It's called a roach motel, and you can guess why. Super easy to get in, but almost impossible to get out.
So yeah, there's a formal name for this whole thing: deceptive patterns. Basically, these are just tricks used in websites and apps to get you to do stuff you didn't really mean to do, like, buying more than you wanted or sharing more data, and it's all to help the company's bottom line. The key is it's totally intentional, and it works by hacking the predictable little shortcuts our brains use every day.
Yeah, this goes way beyond just tricky design. We're talking about applied psychology here. These patterns are so effective because they are built to take advantage of those mental shortcuts our brains rely on to get through the day. And these shortcuts, they're called cognitive biases. You can think of them like your brain's autopilot mode, super helpful for processing tons of information really fast, right? But they also have some serious blind spots, and those can be exploited. Let's look at a couple of the biggest ones. Okay, first up is something called the anchoring bias. You know when you're shopping online and you see that big original price crossed out right next to the sale price? Well, your brain immediately locks onto that first number as a reference point. All of a sudden, that sale price looks like an unbelievable deal, even if the original price was totally made up. It completely changes how you see the value of something. And then you've got the bandwagon effect. This is that little pop-up that screams, 27 people just bought this, or this item is in 50 carts right now. Our brains are just wired to follow the crowd. It feels safer. So we see that and we think, wow, this must be good, and we rush to buy it before we miss out. It's classic FOMO. So, be honest. Which one gets you more often? Is it the steep discount from anchoring, or is it the pressure of the crowd with the bandwagon effect? It's kind of wild when you stop and think about which one of these little psychological triggers works best on you. All right, quick recap. We've seen the traps and we've looked at the psychology they're using against us. So now let's find out exactly where they're hiding. And stick around, because there's a twist that's making them way, way smarter. The truly scary part is just how common this stuff is. I mean, once you know what to look for, you start seeing these traps everywhere. And we're not just talking about some shady websites in a dark corner of the internet. No, they're on the biggest, most popular platforms in the world. And check out this number to see just how big the problem is. One analysis of popular mobile apps found that a mind-blowing 95% of them use at least one of these deceptive patterns. 95%. It's not the exception anymore, it's pretty much the rule. So let's start with the big one, a place we all go, online shopping. Okay, you've been there. You find a great deal, you add it to your cart, you get to the final checkout page, and bam, the price just jumped. Why? Because of some mandatory service fee or processing charge that magically appeared at the last second. That's a classic trap called hidden costs. It's designed to get a few extra bucks out of you once you're already hooked. All right, next up, social media. The apps where we spend, let's be honest, way too much of our time. Ever had one of those privacy pop-ups appear while the video is still playing right behind it? Yeah, that's not a mistake. It's a tactic called decision uncertainty. The whole point is to distract you, hit you with a wall of text, and then give you a big, friendly button that says accept. They are counting on you to just click it without reading, all so they can get your data. And of course, these traps are absolutely baked into our mobile apps in all kinds of, shall we say, creative ways. This one is a real piece of work. It's called confirmation shaming. It's when, to say no to something like notifications, you have to click an option that says something totally ridiculous like, no, I'd rather miss out on everything. They're literally using guilt and shame to manipulate you into saying yes. It's just as wild as it sounds, but boy, is it effective. Okay, so all the examples we've seen so far are static, right? They're pretty much the same for everyone. But what if they weren't? What if these traps could learn? What if they could adapt, specifically to you? Well, that's the twist, because that's exactly what's happening right now, thanks to AI.
Artificial intelligence is basically supercharging these deceptive patterns. It's making them personal, adaptive, and a whole lot harder to spot. Here's how it works in 3 basic steps. First, AI is collecting massive amounts of data about us, just unbelievable amounts. Second, it uses all that data to build a super detailed profile on you, learning your habits, your personality, even your weaknesses. And then the third step, it changes the website or app in real time, just for you.
So think about what this really means. An AI can test thousands of different versions of a trap, different colors, different words, different buttons, on millions of users at the same time. It's literally learning, through trial and error, to find your personal weak spot, the one single combination that is most likely to trick you.
Okay, I know this all sounds pretty bad, but there is a way to fight back. And the best defense you have isn't some new app or ad blocker. It's just awareness. Once you know how to spot these patterns, you can see the trick for what it is. It's like seeing the code in the matrix. Let's go all the way back to that subscription trap from the beginning. Before, it just looked like a confusing mess, right? But now you can see the design choices. You see the big, bright button that's trying to keep you subscribed, and then you see the real exit, the actual unsubscribe link. It's usually tiny gray text designed so you'll miss it. Now that you know the game, you can finally spot the exit. So here's the bottom line. The best defense against all of this isn't waiting for a new law. It's your own awareness. So the next time you can't find that unsubscribe button, just remember, you're not lost, you're being led. And now that you know the tricks, I've got a question for you. Where have you seen them this week? Drop a comment below and let us know. And hey, subscribe for more explainers that help you see all the hidden patterns in your world.